The Ministry of Foreign Affairs strongly protests and condemns this unfounded and unacceptable decision.
Cuba's foreign minister reacting Tuesday afternoon to news that the U.S. is ordering 15 Cuban embassy staffers be returned to Havana. Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez calling it a hasty decision, saying there's still no evidence these attacks really took place. Tuesday morning, the Cuban ambassador in Washington was given a list of specific Cuban diplomats now forced to come back to Cuba in 7 days. The State Department says this does not reflect a change in policy towards Cuba and that diplomatic relations between both countries remains. They say this doesn't mean Cuba is to blame for these mysterious attacks, but they want assurances from Havana the attacks will not continue.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs categorically rejects any responsibility of the Cuban government.
In fact, Rodriguez says Cuba hasn't been given enough information so they can help in the investigation, adding all of this has the smell of politics.
The ministry urges the competent authorities of the U.S. government not to continue politicizing this matter, which can provoke an undesirable escalation.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said the decision was made due to Cuba's failure to take appropriate steps to protect our diplomats in accordance with its obligations under the Vienna Convention. This order will ensure equity in our respective diplomatic operations. This will likely have huge implications on South Florida. Local 10 learned the Cuban embassy in D.C. has 23 diplomats. Take 15 people out of the equation and you're looking at a small staff. James Williams of Engage Cuba, an organization who advocates for better relations, says this: expelling Cuban diplomats will not solve this mystery. It will not improve the safety of U.S. personnel, but it will make it harder for hundreds of thousands of Cuban Americans to visit their families on the island.